All right, welcome back. I'm continuing our segment on supervision that somebody asked me a question. It's a long one because I'm covering all the 35 years as a policeman and all the good and bad of what goes on behind the scenes and what's guys you never see. Unfortunately, it's the human race, and some sergeants take it nice. Some sergeants think they're power hungry. Some sergeants are self-serving. Some sergeants, I believe it doesn't get any better. I mean, I'm going to wind up being a supervisor working for lieutenants. It's even worse there. Okay, now I'm just working for sergeants. Anyway. So we just finished where one of the milquetoast sergeant ordered me not to go to certain places. I told a lieutenant only because he asked me. I don't like to solicit, or I don't like to give away stuff unless I'm asked, because it really is not my concern. But then again, it was because he told me I couldn't go certain places. Really? Okay. So that was that guy. He's gone. Okay. Then we had this talk about this lieutenant. Okay. He got rid of this supervisor. Okay. Next thing I know, within a couple of days, he brings in 2 more and kicks out another one. What he's doing is he was mandated by the commander to fix this unit, because if you have, check this out, if you have 8 2-person units working every night, gangs only, you have no radio calls, just gangs. I don't even want you to write tickets unless it's gang tickets. You're working for gangs. It'd be like saying, I want you to go out there and write tickets to every Range Rover you see. So you don't even look at any other car. You're looking at Range Rovers or Chevy. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm just saying that our focus is gangs. So a commander sees the reports come in every day, or the log entry from the lieutenant. The lieutenant writes down all the arrests have been made. Okay, and how many are gang related? How many aren't? 90% of 95% of them are gang related. Once in a while you stumble on a DUI, or somebody waves you down on a family dispute, and then you have to make an arrest. Well, we're still cops, but 95% of the arrests should be gang related. So the commander looks at this sheet and sees. For months, he's like, every morning, 3 arrests, 2 arrests. For 8 2-person units, that's nothing. That's oh my gosh. I work with one partner. We had 3 of us, 1 guy off, 2 guys on. We'd make arrests every night. We'd make 2 arrests every night. Gang members are hip deep, and gang members are everywhere. Okay, I mean, gosh. So he told this lieutenant who came in, I need to see a change. Not that we have any kind of a quota. I just want to see enforcement here. So as soon as the lieutenant got in there, every morning it'd be 12, 10, 15. That's the way you should see. That shows results of 2 people sitting in a car for 8 hours chasing gang members. Make that tuplets wise. You should be people coming in all night long, and that's what happened. Eventually, he got rid of the 2 people, what I call milquetoast sergeants. Got in some guys. One guy was from SWAT. One guy was from Metro, which is a prelude to SWAT. Another guy from a hot division. He brought them all in. He's bringing in officers from all these hot divisions. And I work with one guy, a Cuban-American guy. Oh my God, this guy's crazy. Okay, I thought I was crazy. Chasing people, tackling guys. I mean, it was unbelievable, okay? They had to separate us after 2 months because we were a little bit too aggressive, and they did the right thing, because we pretty much, we terrorized, we really did. We had no regard for gang members. Everybody else is fine. All citizens, we have respect for all citizens. We don't care. But gang members, it's like both of us had our throttles, or had our thermostats turned up. As soon as we see a gang member, we turn up the oven, and we're off and running, literally and figuratively speaking, off and running, okay? They'd run and they'd trip, that kind of thing, And so we were separated because he said, Sergeant said, I got another good supervisor. I'll get into him a little on the next segment. I have to separate you because you're going to get in trouble. See, he's taking care of us, because we would have got in trouble. He says, I love the arrests. You're making 2 or 3 a night, okay? You lead everybody else. But we're also getting complaints about, wrist locks too hard. He broke one guy's wrist. I mean, it could have happened. It could have not happened just in any general police enforcement. But he knew that we were on our way to having some problems. So he did a good job. He did his right job. He pumped us up, praised us, which he should have. And then he said, this is why he gave all the reasons what he was doing something, as he should, when I did later on when I became a supervisor. And this is all things that we're looking at, and for your career and the sake of you, we need to do this. And he broke us up, okay? And he said, I'm going to put you here. Ultimately, put me with a lady officer, my first one, which I didn't like, until about 2 months later. Then we stayed together, and when they took her away, I screamed like hell. That's weird. But anyway, put him with another partner. Same thing. He had a partner didn't like it first, and they got along. So, and our thermostats got turned down a little bit, so we calmed down to a semi-crazy state, not just a fully crazy state. And because the gang members, I don't like, I think they asked me on the stand one time when I was testifying, do you dislike gang members, the public defender? And I said, yes, I do. And everybody looks like, oh my gosh, why is that? I said, because they commit crimes, they commit hazards, they prey on old people, they rob me. Oh, you can stop right there. And the judge says, no, let them continue. I'm going to side note here. And he goes, why don't you like gang members? And I gave him a list of all the reasons why. So they don't care, they're killers, all this list. And he goes, oh, Your Honor, I object to all that. And he said, well, you asked the question. You cannot ask the question, let him get halfway through and say, I don't want to hear anymore. Okay? He won't ask that question again. Because he was trying to get me to get personally involved. No, I just do it. So, he did ask, you get personally involved in this? I says, no, I'm just arresting gang members. Then they start getting about how you know he's a gang member. I'm like, yeah, right, tattoos. And he tells me a gang member. Oh, okay, fine. Anyway, so yeah, I'm getting on a side note there. So it was nice that supervisors could do that for us because it did separate us and make us better officers. And then we were separated and went on our way. And the unit it was better for the unit to have seasoned officers split up and put into with less seasoned officers, calm them down, and then make them teachers. And like I said, about 11 months later, they split us up and put her to train and put me with training some more. And this is what good supervisors do. And that's mandated by, the sergeants did it, but it's approved and mandated by the lieutenant who wants to take care of his people and wants nobody to get in trouble. Go out there and do police work, and but don't cause too many problems with your careers, and yourself. So, great guy, great forward-looking lieutenant. He tried to encourage everyone to promote. He'd encourage. Lieutenant would encourage study seminars before work. We started work at 4:00. Asked everybody to come in at 3:00. He would come in on his own time, and he would come in and he'd give us study material. We had a round table. It was like 8 of us in there trying to promote for detective. And he encouraged us. He gave us mock orals because we're getting ready to take the exam. And if you pass the exam, you take oral interviews. He did that. Just a super guy. I mean, he got approval. We could work out a little bit before we went on duty. Just amazing individual. He got us some really good jobs working the Olympics in '84, where we worked different footbeats and stuff. He was out there with us every night, working all night long. We had them 6 at night till 6 in the morning shift. He was there every single time we were there, along with the supervisor. But I use him as an example because he was pretty much in charge of all the sergeants, and the sergeants were pretty much loyal to him. And of course, we became loyal to him. Very nice unit, very close knit unit, due to great. And I mean great supervision, which I had not seen in a while. And then, of course, we subsequently, he lost most of us because, he left first. Qualified guy, goes quickly. He made captain, and we had a big party. And my partner and I had become a detective, and I was working narcotics. And so my partner and I, the ones that I told you about, that the Cuban American, which we had to separate us, we got dressed down as gang members. I had a bandana on and all the panels, and I had a big beard anyway because I was working undercover. And we had a big party, and we came out, and everybody chipped in like $50 each, and got him a Thompson .45 caliber machine gun, a semi-automatic machine gun, like the old Al Capone Untouchable era. Beautiful weapon. Oh, it's gorgeous. So all of us presented him that weapon. He was a gun collector. He was in tears. Of course, you cry more when you're drunk, so that worked out well. But so we walked in with gang members with their sunglasses inside. We're talking. It was pretty good. I got a big photo of it in my office of us. Show some friends of mine. It comes downstairs. You can look at it, but it's pretty good. And so he made captain. He's gone. I picked up another lieutenant, kind of a milquetoast, and that's good because I left right after that. And I really feel that I made detective partially because of his guidance and his wanting to make sure we promoted. I don't think anything that he did was for himself in the unit. He might have done more things behind the scenes that we didn't see, but so he could make captain. But I don't think there was nobody, unlike the sergeant I worked for in Vice, there was no one he stepped on to get where he was. Not that I know of. Of the 8 of us worked at night shift, and the other 8 or so that worked day shift, the detectives, he didn't step on anybody's toes to make his rank. He just did his job and made sure you did your job, and the cream will rise to the top. And all 8 of us made it. All 8 of us that were in that study seminar, and we didn't decide from him. Once he can help us, but ultimately we have to take the exam. He can't help on that, and then we have to take the oral interviews. He doesn't help on that. We did it on our own. But the thing is, he put the seed down to get us going, got us motivated, and then we all promoted within within 3-4 months we were all gone. He lost us. He was gone almost the same time that I left, and a couple other guys, and pretty soon all that group was gone. The sergeants left, brought in a whole new batch of guys, and we heard it wasn't the same. It's never the same. It's never the same. But that's good supervision. A couple times in the field, I go off on not really a tangent, it's one in the field. You watch what supervisors do. We had one there, the top supervisor in the unit. Believe it or not, there's I think 6 supervisors, and they rank them as for experience, tenure, and seniority. And the seniority is the top guy, his call sign's 20, and then the next sergeant's 30, 40. So you know when you hear this call sign come on that you're getting the top sergeant, picked by the lieutenant, and he's in charge of the sergeant, so to speak. And this guy would roll on a lot of calls, and we stopped a DUI one time in Westwood Village, one of my stories on realcopstoriesvideos.com. Had a lady partner, guy gets out, doesn't want to be stopped, he's in a suit, Saturday night, 100 people watching. She tells him, get up on the curb. He says, you have to take the field sobriety exam. He called it the C word, and my partner tasered him. Okay, down he went, nice 3-piece suit, Down he went, screaming, yelling, electrical lines in him. Everybody's standing back. Ooh, ah. Girlfriend tries to get out of the car. I took out my stick, get back in the car. She gets back in the car. Sergeant pulls up this one top step. What happened? We told him. And I'm watching him. He's walking around talking to the citizens, getting his notes, real calm. What happened? What happened? Funny, some of the responses, Ooh, that guy said the C word. He can't do that. Everybody's ooh and ah, oh. And that was pretty funny. So he was, okay, notes down. And he comes back and he says, okay, book him. And then he told me later, why I did that. I said, well, yeah, for liability. He goes, yep. He says, if he makes a complaint, which he probably will, then I have all these witnesses that said he was aggressive, passive-aggressive, saying verbal stuff. We consider the C word an aggressive move, kind of like the N word, all this stuff. So we used that in our defense, that we felt he was going to be aggressive, and she eliminated the aggressiveness by giving him a taser, which is non-lethal. It just hurts a little bit, instead of me taking out my baton and breaking his kneecap, which I've done before. Not a big deal. Kneecaps come off really fast. They really do. I saw a guy do a bodybuilder years ago, I was sidetracked. Guy's wearing his underwear, beat his wife. He's out there, bodybuilder. Partner walks up, small guy, hands on your back, F you, baton across the kneecap. I swear that kneecap spun around his knee a couple times. No, he knocked the kneecap off to the side, and the guy went down, and that was it. And he's screaming like a 9-year-old. Okay, we cuffed him, and my partner's yelling at him, yeah, you're not as much of a man, are you? So you can work out all you want. You can do 300-pound leg presses. You can 600-pound deadlift. But those kneecaps are just held in by little old things on the sides, tendons, right? If that baton goes across them, it knocks them like a pool ball, man, going across that pool table. Anyway, so I watched him. I watched what he did. I watched as a supervisor, because I'm getting close here, as to how he handled this and how he did this. And I took that with me, like I told you in my other stories. Come on, you're a dry sponge, and every year, every month, you drop water in it, and you start expanding your brain and your knowledge to be a policeman. And now I'm going to be a detective, and I think all these sponge drops have made me into a well-rounded officer, including a section just for supervision. And next segments, as we continue on here, we're talking about when I become a detective and working for other supervisors, and I'm learning how to become one. And I eventually become one, and things, even as supervisor, other supervisors are unbelievable, man. So I think I'll end this segment now, because we're running out of time. And when we come back, I'll be talking more about supervision, but now I'll be a detective with 14 years on, and we'll discuss what goes on with supervisors in that area. Okay? Thank you.